Welcome back to the next episode of Giovanni's Kitchen. It has been a little while between episodes, but why the absence, you might ask? Well, I've been dabbling in a couple of other side projects, one of which, and I must acknowledge my dear compari and dear blood brother from another mother, Giuseppe, for convincing me to, I suppose, self-promote the book that I had published a couple of weeks ago, children's book called Henry Goes to the Park. So, compari, thank you very, very much. This is the reason why Giovanni has been absent from his kitchen. Today I'm going to make a very, very classic Calabrian dish called Peperonata, which is basically using capsicum, and to that I'm going to add eggplant. Optional, you don't have to. My mother used to put eggplant when she used to make it for Dad because I didn't eat the capsicum, so I would wade through and I'd pick out the capsicum, but I'd eat the eggplant. And then she also put potatoes because, like everything else, they give it a bit more depth, and who doesn't love a good fried potato? The stars of the dish, of course, are your capsicums. Now, I've used different colours, and there's a couple of reasons for that. Each of the coloured capsicum has a distinct flavour, but also visually, when you combine them, it gives the dish a bit more visual appeal. My father, God bless him, loved this dish. He loved it every time we made it. His two major requirements were you must put in salt and plenty oil. No oil, no good, no salt, schifo. Okay, let's start. I used washed potatoes. A, because you don't have to peel them, B, because they're quick and easy. Now, the trick to this is to try and slice all of your ingredients roughly the same thickness so that they cook equally when you've got them in the fry pan frying. And you can either cut them lengthways, so you can either do that. As you can see, there's a bit of a thickness to them. Just pop them away in a bowl, or you can just go quarters, because what's going to happen there is they're going to fry up and they're going to be nice. So away we go. Potatoes first. Eggplant. No need to peel it, just take the end off it like that, like so. That goes in the bin. You don't like this one anymore, you put it in the garbage bin. And I'm just going to go down in half. Now, there's no need to wash it, and there's no need to peel the inside out of it, because as you can see, there's not too many seeds in that, so that should be sweet as is. Don't bother peeling it, because the skin is going to give it that nice little crunch when you caramelise it in the frying pan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down. And like I said to you before, because you want these to cook relatively at the same time, I'm going to keep the chunks thicker so that they cook better, or they cook at the same time. And again, I would then just give it a couple of cuts sideways so you've got that type of shape. Pop it in with your potatoes. Let's do this. Let's go at an angle. That's your bowl number one. Bowl number two is going to be for your capsicum. And just be very careful when you're doing this, because you don't want to slice through and make a mess of your fingers. So we're just going to go around that. That's it, pop that out. Slice it in half. I'm getting rid of that seeded bit. There's too many seeds in that, but you don't have to clean it to the point where there's no seed at all, because some of those seeds do add to the flavour. So a quick, out they go, a quick, out they go. Now you can either cut them into small wedges or you can cut them lengthways. Entirely up to you. And what I like to do is I like to mix it up. So you can go lengthways or you can go wedges. Okay, we're all done. So, capsicum cut to perfection, potatoes and eggplant done as well. Now follow me, we're going to go over to the stove where I'm going to show you the cooking process. Now, whatever you do, get yourself a nice deep pan. I've got this cast iron beauty. Now, if you're using cast iron, the good thing about it is that it retains heat magnificently. If you don't have a cast iron fry pan, it doesn't matter, use any fry pan, as long as it's a deep one, because there's quite a bit to go in it. And until the water is absorbed and those lovely capsicum and potatoes and eggplant start to shrink into the fry pan, you're going to have quite a mountain. Now, olive oil. You need olive oil and you need a fair bit of it. Don't tell anybody. Shh. I never told my father, and he always said that he liked my peperonata better than my sister's. Sorry, Beth. Anyway, and the trick that I used, sesame oil. Shh. This disgraceful. I'm going to be an excommunicated Calabrian. Start on a high flame, because what you want is you want that caramelisation to kick in relatively quickly. In with your olive oil. Now, I use a generous amount to begin with. Don't forget that in particular the eggplant are going to absorb some of that or most of that. So don't be shy to use more. To that, I'm going to add my first bit of sesame oil and my first little bit of salt, because like my father used to say, it needs salt. Il sale non ci va mancare, which is Calabrian. In Italian, il sale non deve mancare mai. In English, put the salt in. The oil is starting to heat up. Just going to mix that salt in, and I'm going to mix the olive and the sesame oil. Can you hear it? Beautiful. In they go. I'm going to let that go for 2 minutes. Then come back, give it a bit of a stir. Okay, so as you can see, what we're looking for is that lovely, lovely, lovely caramelisation, which is starting to happen. The capsicum are about to go in. I'm just going to pop those in. Before I stir them, I'm going to put in a bit more olive oil. Remember I said be generous with your olive oil. And I always like to put in a bit more sesame oil as well. Now the capsicum are full of water, so you're going to have to let that water work its way through. And the trick now is to start reducing your heat so that from a high flame or a maximum flame, I'm going to put it down to a mid flame. And then I'm just going to cover it and let it go, and every 2 or 3 minutes I'm going to come back and stir it. I've taken the lid off because that you need to allow to evaporate so that we go back to frying. So with a fork, you can start to see that they're almost cooked. Okay, but I want a little bit more char on those. So I'm going to quietly push those down the bottom with a fork so I get a bit more char on those nice capsicum. Time to switch off because, folks, that is done. Okay, it's tasting time. Look at that. Potato, eggplant, capsicum. Buon appetito. Here we go. Mamma, what can I say? Buonissimo. Could not be better. Trust me, try this dish. Put your comments in the feedback section. Tell me whether it's worth the effort, and I guarantee it will be. Until next time, buon appetito.